Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential second floor balcony deck. It's covered patio. It's got a fireplace here. We have TV, fan. I know there's some lighting fixtures up in the ceiling here. I'm not 100% certain where they're located at, but I don't think they're going to be an issue with regards to what I'm going to show. Also, they had mentioned that they have an existing junction box up here, and then they also have one on the slope ceiling up here somewhere. And let's go into the dimensions first of all. So overall dimensions, I have 15 foot by 15 foot. Now, I'm not 100% certain that the structural dimensions are this true 15 by 15 because of the video I had received, and it shows this being a little bit wider, but I'm not 100% certain of that. So it could be that this section from here to the inside edge possibly is 15. But in any case, this should be okay as far as showing what this system might look like. I have the fireplace here in the center of the 15-foot section here, which is 7'6". And just so you know that there is a little bit wider of a patio structure here and a little bit of a countertop that comes out on this outer edge. I think that's about it. So, and we do have this height. I have the bottom of the beam at 9 feet off the finished floor and the top of the beam at 10 feet off the finished floor. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Let's go ahead and turn that off and look at a couple of different options. Number one, I'm going to show you what they had suggested, or I should say talked about as far as that junction box is concerned. So placing a unit here. Now this is a 6,000 watt unit. I have it at the same elevation as the bottom edge here as the bottom of the beam here. Now you can raise it up, the junction box I believe is up above this beam. So yes, you could move it up, and the main thing is that the ends of the heater has to have the clearances above the heater at, actually it's 12 inches above the heater at a 30-degree tilt when mounted on a surface like this. So if you do move it up, you just need to make sure that it's minimum of 12 inches of clearance above the heater itself to any combustible surface up here. So this physically is 6 inches, so another 6 inches. I just moved it up about 12 more inches, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back down and just show you what I think is best for this particular heater. 6,000 watt unit at 9 feet off the finished floor. This is in close to the ocean, and so I would have to say that there's probably a lot of moisture in the air, and that cold, moist air is something where you'd want to have a little bit more heat at certain times. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what that footprint of heat looks like. So that footprint of heat is only going to heat up pretty much this side of the seating position. And will you feel it over here? Yes, you will. However, the intensity may or may not be hot for some, hot enough for some, and it's not a very comfortable for me, at least, when you are sitting 8 feet away from the heater itself. The intensity is just not really ideal for that. So where would I put the second heater? So as I mentioned before, they have the junction box located up here. However, when you place a heater over here, I'm just going to go ahead and put that here now. If you place the heater here, and again, we need that 6 inches of clearance from the back edge to this beam, as well as, because we are on a ceiling mount and the true angle for what I showed as far as this angle here, I have this at about 12 degrees. And so what I have the showing at right here is 30 degrees from straight down 30 degrees up with the mounting on the ceiling like it is right now. And that should be okay without having to drop it down. Now, the only thing I'm not 100% certain of is the clearance, and I'm going to go back to the array here in just a second, but this just reminded me that I need to show this to you. The lower clearance here for below the heater itself needs to be 18 inches from all four sides, and also well, when it's at a 30-degree angle, it's okay to be vertical like this. However, this portion of the patio structure, I'm not 100% certain. I know that it does stick out. I think I have it, it's coming out about 2 inches further, but we're now into that area. So that might be an issue where you'll have to move the heater 2 inches further if it's 2 inches, or 4 inches further if it's 4 inches. But in any case, what I wanted to show again is the footprint of heat. And that footprint of heat, while it's okay for it's okay for the seating position over here, and it's okay for this sitting position over here, it's got a lot of crossover rays here and here. And because of that, this is going to be extremely hot here, extremely hot in the middle. I'm not sure if this is really the seating positions that they have, or it might be a dining position, but this, and then also you can see there's a lot of crossover rays over here. So this would be extremely hot, this would be too hot, and this might be just fine over here because this ray isn't traveling as far, but this outer section over here, yeah, it's really hard to say that this is going to be a comfortable position. Now, could you just remove this one unit here and make this the ideal part of the application? I would say possibly. This is a protected side of the patio itself, and by the way, I have this at 36 inches. I don't know again how deep that is, but this would work okay for a seating position like this. This would be where the people that are too hot typically will sit there and there, and the people that are really cold will sit over here and here. But we're not heating up the whole entire space. We're about 12 inches here and about 12 inches over here. This is that 15-foot section from here to that outer edge. So we're about 12 feet maybe of coverage for the space this way. But I guess if you were going to put just one unit, this is the one unit I would put. Yeah, that's about it for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to what the possible ideal application would be to have 2 units in this space here. Now we do have crossover rays here in the middle, but those crossover rays are the furthest that ray really travels, and the intensity isn't as hot. However, you probably would want a control system on something like this. These are 6,000 watt units. I have this mounted in the center of this section over here, as well as this one again centered within this section over here, 30-degree tilt. And this, in my opinion, would be the most ideal for the space as best as you can really do. Again, we're going to miss about a foot over here and a foot on this side here, but I think that's pretty much patio countertop area, so I'm not too concerned about that. But like I said, I have it centered in the location, and just from a perspective of this window, how would we see that? I'm going to turn off the ray, turn off the clearance issue, and so you can see what that would truly look like. So all right, and let me get this moving again. Sorry about that. Yeah, but that would be my ideal, and then this would be my second ideal as long as we can meet the clearances over here. That's again the issue with regards to that. So maybe, like I said before, you know, if that's 2 inches or 4 inches, I'm going to go ahead and just move this 4 inches and move this up 2 inches. And that's now meeting that 6-inch clearance to this issue right here. So, and we're still okay with that. And yeah. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not support our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from you, our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. And by all means, feel free, ask a question, put down a comment. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.